Feds raid Brooklyn's troubled MDC as Sean Diddy Combs faces inhumane conditions amid investigation. While no one expects a prison to be luxurious, the Metropolitan Detention Center, MDC, in Brooklyn has become notorious for conditions so dire they border on inhumane. Today, the federal government launched a massive raid on the facility, where Sean Diddy Combs is currently being held, to address a myriad of troubling allegations, including rampant drug smuggling, escalating violence, and repeated inmate deaths. Dozens of federal agents, accompanied by drug-sniffing dogs, descended on MDC in the early hours, aiming to uncover illegal activity and hold those responsible accountable. However, sources confirm that this was not a raid targeting inmates, but rather part of a broader effort to investigate the long-standing dysfunction plaguing the prison. Diddy's lawyers speak out. As one of the most high-profile detainees currently at MDC, Sean Diddy Combs has brought renewed attention to the facility's appalling conditions. His legal team has described the environment as inhumane, citing extreme violence, lockdowns, and severe mismanagement that disrupt even basic legal rights like access to attorneys. The conditions at MDC are beyond unacceptable. One of Combs' lawyers said, "This is not about special treatment. This is about ensuring that no one, celebrity or otherwise, has to endure such horrific treatment while awaiting trial." A history of scandal and violence. MDC has been mired in controversy for years, with accusations ranging from systemic corruption among staff to dangerous living conditions for inmates. In September, 9 inmates were indicted for violent crimes, including 2 murders within the facility. 7 staff members have also been arrested over the past 5 years.
Conduct. And they're trying to argue, and Judge Subramanian is actually going to hold a hearing on this. He's the presiding judge in the case, whether the government did anything wrong. And of course, prosecutors, on the other hand, are going to go on the offensive themselves. And they're saying that Diddy is trying to obstruct justice, tamper with witnesses, trying to dissuade them either by blackmailing or threatening them, or even outright bribing them to change their testimony. This is a case that's going to come down entirely to the testimony of those witnesses and victims. So to the extent that they go sideways.
For crimes ranging from smuggling contraband to accepting bribes. The prison has also become a hub for illegal operations. Just weeks ago, federal prosecutors revealed that a murder-for-hire plot was orchestrated from inside MDC using an illegally smuggled cell phone. A house of horrors. In 2019, the facility made national headlines when a week-long power and heat outage during the dead of winter left inmates freezing in their cells. Advocates and attorneys have called MDC one of the worst-run federal facilities in the country, with reports of extreme violence, lack of medical care, and repeated lockdowns disrupting inmates' rights. Legal advocates frequently describe the conditions as chaotic, with one noting, "I visit clients at other federal facilities and I don't see anything like this. This is a uniquely dysfunctional institution." A focus on Diddy's case. As Diddy awaits his day in court, many speculate whether his celebrity status has played a role in prompting today's federal raid. While the Bureau of Prisons has framed the operation.
Make phone calls when you're in prison. So the argument is that Diddy is using other inmates' phone numbers to contact people on the outside, or he's contacting his family members and using three-way and other software to contact witnesses through his.
As part of an interagency effort to maintain a safe environment, critics wonder why such action wasn't taken sooner. "One has to question the timing of this raid," said one attorney familiar with the case. These problems are not new, yet it seems the attention surrounding Mr. Combs and others has finally forced their hand. The federal raid may be the beginning of much-needed reforms for MDC, but the road to recovery is uncertain. For years, the facility has faced allegations of corruption, neglect, and abuse without significant change. As the investigation unfolds, many will be watching to see whether MDC can be transformed, or if it will remain a symbol of a deeply flawed system. Sean Diddy Combs, who has been a voice for social justice throughout his career, now finds himself at the center of a broader conversation about prison reform and accountability.